Hey guys, welcome to North Fabworks, and on today's episode, I gotta tell you guys something. I gotta come clean with you guys. I am a horrible YouTuber because, so let me tell you guys the story. Yesterday, my wife and I, and my sister-in-law, which is her sister, and my brother-in-law, we were all gonna go to the range, and we were gonna take the Benz, right? I mean, yeah, the front tire's messed up or whatever, but we're still gonna take it. Well, the battery was dead. So we didn't end up taking it, and later on in the afternoon, I was able to jumpstart it, get it running, and the alternator wasn't charging, so I tightened up the belt, finally started charging. So I was like, well, I'll let the battery charge, while the car's running. And I said, well, why not have some fun? So let me show you guys what I did yesterday. All right, here we go. So if you guys can see that circle back there, I did some donuts in the Benz, and they were fun and everything. They were so amazing, and I have no footage of doing that because, like I said, I'm a horrible YouTuber. I have no footage of that. Well, after I did that, the alternator finally gave out. It started screeching really loud. The bearing in the back of it gave out. Parked it, turned it off, tried turning it back on. Battery's dead again. So that Benz now, on top of needing a new tire, a new axle. Well, the new axle, it doesn't need it. I just want to put it on there to make it four-wheel drive and put those 37-inch tires on it. It needs an alternator and a new battery now too. Horrible. So yeah. But with that being said, on today's episode, we're putting the engine back in that truck. We're putting the engine back in the Silverado. So let's drop the intro now. Now, this is what we took yesterday to the range. Y'all see them holes? All right, so here is where the engine is at, where we left off. The water pump is now back on it. I need to go look for my harmonic balancer installer. I don't know where it's at, so I need to do that. I'm gonna install it the way it is. So we're gonna take it off the stand, put that rear main seal back on there, put the flex plate on it, and then drop it in the truck so I can bolt up the motor mounts on each side and stuff. So I'm gonna put it back on. I'm gonna put it back on how it actually is right now, without putting the rest of the stuff back on it. Mostly the reason is because I want to be able to work on it without all the other accessories. And then before I even do any of that stuff, the first thing before I even put the rear main seal on it is I have to remove some of these bolts that were already broken in there. Where is it at? There's one, and then I believe on the other side, yeah, only one bolt. So I got to remove that bolt. And yeah, let me remove it. I'm gonna go get the tools for that, and then I'll set you guys up on the tripod in a little bit. So the tool calls for a 1/8 drill bit. Here it is, 1/8. And these are the bolts that we got to take off. So they're grade 8 bolts, which is not the best situation in the world, but we're still gonna get it done. Somebody already tried taking it off, but they started making the hole a little bit off to the side, which is one thing we don't want to do. So if I can't actually get it right in the smack dab middle, like I'm trying, but it's not working. If I can't get in the smack dab middle, we might we might just end up welding something to it and then taking it off that way. There. That should be good enough. The what? It's going. And as you guys just saw, We got it out. Here it is. It was in this hole. And even though they started making the hole off to the side a little bit, I was still able to keep it within inspect, and kind of drill it off into the center. And then I was able to put this tube in there and then just unscrew it. So that's basically it. And now let me put the chain on it, hoist it up, put the rear main seal on it, the flex plate, and let's put it back in the truck. Lock is released. Okay. And while we have you guys here, let's put on that rear main seal. This is what basically aligns the rear main cover on there, because there's no dowel pins on there. And you want to make it nice and tight in there, because I don't know if you guys can see in there, but there's very little clearance between the crankshaft and this. There's very little clearance on there between the crankshaft and the rear main cover. So that's why you need to get yourself one of these. And here it is, the brand new rear main seal. Ta-da! And look at what we're going to use to bang that thing back in, because it actually fits. My little hammer. Rear main seal is on there, and now let's put the flex plate on there. Here we go. Here's the flex plate. Now a little bit of red Loctite, well, it goes a long way. Let me go torque them. In. Now we're gonna go down. Not too fast though. Should have been slower. Okay. Make sure everything's still up to par. Back here. Looks like it is. We gotta raise up the transmission at the same time that we're pushing the motor in. Now let me get the creeper so I can go underneath to make sure everything is out of the way. All right, I'm gonna put you guys to charge, but motor is basically sitting inside. I just gotta start bolting it up. So I'm gonna put a couple of bolts in there, and then put the motor mounts on, and then get you guys back in here so you guys can see all that. Motor is in already, as you guys can see. Motor is in there. I've got all the bolts on the bell housing on there. The only two bolts that I don't have are the two bottommost bolts, and I still need to put the torque converter bolts back on. I don't want to do that yet until I put oil inside the motor. That way, when I'm turning the crankshaft, so that I can align the torque converter bolts, it's actually spinning that oil pump, and putting pressure into there. So I don't have the oil right now, so I'm not gonna do that yet. There's a couple of connectors that are messed up, like this one back here for the cam. Oh, let me get you guys off of this thing. So like this one, the cam sensor right here. I don't know if you guys can see that. All those 3 wires are like melted together, which is no good. So we're actually gonna clip it off of the old harness, the harness that I picked up from the pick apart. And this is why I always tell people all the time, if you can get the harness, if you can take off the harness and they don't mind you taking off the harness, take the harness off. And come on. And they don't mind you taking off the harness, just take off the harness. Look, here is the harness. Boom. We got plenty of cable for it. Why not? I'm gonna clip that off, put it on there, connect it, and then that'll probably be the last thing I do for today, because I have to go to sleep already. It's 4 o'clock. I have to be in bed by 5, wake up at 10, and go to work. So yeah, please like, comment, share, subscribe to this channel. Remember, that's going on 37-inch tires pretty soon. It's gonna be 4-wheel drive. But yeah, guys, so let me cut that clip off. Let me cut that off, splice it into this harness, and then I'll show you guys the finished product. Hold on. All right, guys, looks like we ran out of time. I gotta go pick up the kids from the bus stop, but look, I already joined all 3 of the butt connectors in there, and all I gotta do is cut that, splice it on there, and let me make sure that this is the right one, which it looks like it is, but just in case. And it is, look, boom, there it is. And then so I'll cut this somewhere where it's not burnt up like a crisp, like that. Focus. Like that, and then I'll splice these 3 on there. But that's enough for today. Let me go pick up my kids from the bus stop, and I'll see you guys. I'll pick up this video once I'm done doing that. For me, it'll be probably a couple of days or a day or 2. For you guys, a couple of seconds, so give me a second. Guys, I'm so sorry. I am interrupting this program to bring you guys something different. Check that out. We got a go-kart. Now, it's got some quirks on it, some things that need to get addressed. It actually comes already with a motor from Harbor Freight, that Predator engine, and the chain is not on it. Here's the chain. Let me show you guys. There's the chain. So what happened was, the reason they sold it to us, I don't know if you guys can see, but the sprocket actually got hit by a rock down there. The sprocket got hit by a rock down there, and it actually took the old chain off. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna cut that piece off, that steel off, put a new piece of steel on it, weld it, and then put the chain on there, see if it runs, it works good. Put some gas in it, and yeah, so that's the goal for today. And then I'll put some jack stands underneath the body, and that way I can get underneath it and start welding and everything. And that should be high enough. Just need it to slide off a little bit. Okay, so let me show you guys the damage. Damn. So that's basically where it hit. You okay? Yeah. But yeah, that's the damage. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cut it off from the welds from the top right here, all the way around it. Cut the welds off. I probably won't weld anything on it right now. I just want to make sure it runs and it works properly, and then I'll weld something on it later on. But yeah, let me cut that off. Let me cut all that damage off. Give me a second. Huh? Alrighty, there we go. Let's throw the chain on it now. All right, let's see. Fits right on it. Okay.
We're charging it, Dad. I want it right now.
There we go. So it needs brakes. There's no brakes on it. We need to weld back the cage from the top. We need to weld that thing back on there. It's supposed to go right there. It needs seat belts, so there's no seat belts on it. Yeah, but those seat belts don't work. So brakes, seat belts, and then we gotta weld a new piece down there. I have to weld a new piece down there that will actually protect the chain if any rocks will hit it. So I basically made it so that it could run again, and it runs just like that. So yeah, guys, thank you guys for watching. You guys will see more of this little go-kart in the channel for sure. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace. Oh, and yes, I have to finish up that truck back there. Just work has been hectic. So yeah, I'll see you guys next one. Peace. Go. Oh my God. Da dam chile.